The closer position in fantasy baseball, often the most volatile one, and in a 60-game season could very well cost you making playoffs and winning your championship if not careful. So today we're going to go over 4 closers who we think you should handcuff their backups to in case things get a little bit hectic. Starting up with Craig Kimbrel of the Cubs. Kimbrel got rocked pretty good in the half a season he did play last season with the Cubs, posting an ERA north of 6. And again, he was looking shaky back in the March spring training this season. Again, he goes how he was doing when he did the simulated stuff here in July has been questioned. And what I think is even more important for a guy like Kimbrel is his velocity was down last season. A guy that throws 98, when you lose his velocity, the first thing you wonder is, can he still get guys out when you lose a little bit of speed? And is he going to lose a little bit more speed this year? It's not like it dropped drastically. He's still hitting 97, but you question that. And the other problem was, can you strike guys out in other ways? Kimbrel, one of the guys who had some nasty stuff for a very long time, was struggling to hit the strike zone with his off-speed pitches last season, which is a big concern. All in all, he could be a buy low kind of guy with a good high upside potential, but if that doesn't happen to be the case, you got to be looking at Rowan Wick here as the potential backup. And we got to note it early on, you know, these backups, they're just as volatile. We could go in here, Rowan Wick as a guy, you could go out there and get lit up the first 2 weeks of the season. He's obviously not going to be the next in line at that case, but if you handcuff their next in line, you see they're struggling, and then you should be able to know, like, oh, he's struggling. He's probably not going to get the closer role. We can drop him, try the next guy in line. So keep in mind, we're giving you the next guy in line, but it's not a guarantee in a closer world where once the closer, the head man goes down, it can often be a committee or a volatile selection to who comes in next. So keep that in mind. Number 2, Raisel Iglesias. The Reds didn't make all these offseason moves and trades to not fight for a playoff spot. That being said, Raisel, the first 5 months of the season last season, he struggled. He was blowing saves. He wasn't pitching the greatest. He's been a solid closer for the Reds up until then. We said first 5 months because when September came around, he pitched very well. So which Raisel we get, we'll see. If we get the first half of one, you best believe a Reds team that wants to contend, a Reds team that's got good backups or good bullpen guys in Michael Lorenzen and Amir Garrett that can easily take that job over, you best believe it could be a quick pull for Raisel Iglesias if that was the case. Then we go over to the New York Mets and Edwin Diaz. Now look, Diaz is only 26. And that dud 2019 season, it can easily be overcome for him. But fact of the matter is, and stop me if you've heard this one before, Mets fans, but the Mets bullpen is going into a season with what could be one of the best bullpens in baseball. You got Seth Lugo, the bright spot of this Mets pen over the past 2 years. He could take over if, Diaz were to struggle out the gate. You got Dylan Betances, who we've seen, what he can do in the past. Granted, he took a year off. We'll see what happens as he comes into New York. And heck, it's even possible that Familia doesn't walk half the league this season and goes out there and pitches well as well. It could be a very tight and, again, a very volatile closer position over there in New York this season. And Rojas has already hinted at it possibly being a committee, which is a nightmare for fantasy closer owners. We'll have to see what happens in New York. Then there is Wade Davis. Davis said he had been playing through an oblique injury since mid-May of 2019, and for his sake, let's hope that was the case last season, because in the 12 games in the April-March games he did play of the regular season, of course, he posted a 0.9 ERA. The rest is history after that, though, as he would go on to post an ERA in the 8s, alongside an elite mark in September had he just finished an 18-hole round of golf at a 60.75 ERA. Not that good. Nonetheless, I think Wade's leash year could be the longest among all these guys because, he is a closer getting paid a substantial amount of money. And the reason he held that role for so long last season in Colorado is because they couldn't find a replacement. Colorado's pitching has struggled. That's one of the beauties of Colorado closers. So you want to own one because guess what? The Rockies are up 7-1. You best believe their pitchers are going to give up 5 and make it a closing situation. Nonetheless, Scott Oberg, he remains the handcuff for now over there in Colorado. Those are our 4 closers. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you found it helpful. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.